Okay, so we're here at Lime Rock with some B-Class Fords. I am in my Ford Roadster Hot Rod thing from the Barrett Jackson DLC pack thing, and this was actually built as a slight bit of a joke car at first. However, it actually drives really rather nicely, and it's pretty fun to drive. So yeah, we're here at Lime Rock. Not maybe the ideal track for this thing. We have got a transit going, trying everything to get past right now. To be honest, it's probably harder for me to overtake that thing than for it to overtake me, but yeah, we'll see what happens. We've currently got a Mustang Fox body ahead of us with a CR Cosworth, a Raptor in second, and I believe a Mustang up in first. So yeah, we're getting very close to this Fox body. I can't really pull alongside him into there. Just got to be wary of that transit, because I have tested with that transit before a few days ago, and it was very good round corners, so yeah, got to be wary of that thing. We are pretty good on the straights, as it seems. We are catching on the Sierra. Might be able to do a dive on it into the first braking zone, into the first corner. The Fox body is gonna get past the Raptor. However, I think he got a bit deep. The Sierra's not giving me too much room. That could be slightly lag related, I don't really know at the moment. Oversteering out wide. Okay, I think the Sierra might be trying to get back past. I can just see it in my single rear view mirror in the middle there. Yeah, this doesn't have wind mirrors, which is a bit terrifying. But I have got fairly good visibility and not having windows for the most part, or a roof. Yeah, now we can pull away and try to get past that Raptor. This should be quite an interesting battle, and also quite hard to see where I'm going as well. I'm already having issues trying to see around the corner. Right, here we go, into the final corner. I'm gonna brake a little bit, maybe shift up. Oh god, I'm all over the place on the gears there. You can see this is quite a cool little feature that they've added to this car. Basically, the changing up and changing down animation is pretty cool. I think the way you can see my character changing up and changing down, I think is pretty cool. And also a cool feature is the windscreen gets rather dirty, and I was not expecting a Sierra to be there. That just completely it just shot up my inside, and I did no contact whatsoever. I left him enough room to get up the inside, but he took that and ran with it, as it seems, and he's already alongside the Raptor. That thing corners like it's on rails, it seems. My Roadster is a little bit more leery, however, it is still pretty good around the corners, but not as good as that Sierra, as it seems. That must be one of the best handling cars on the field. It just, yeah, can take a lot more corner speed than me, so that's a bit worrying. It's the Raptor and the Sierra bump a little bit. The Sierra comes off the worst from all of that, obviously, it not being a truck. I'm going to try and get up the inside. It's not going to work, because he's just going to have the better grip and try and just, well, he's going to get around the outside successfully. He's being held up by the Raptor. I'm going to get past him on the first straight, down to the first corner, into the braking zone. Can I get later on the brakes in the Raptor? I think so. We've connected a little bit. He's not going to do a cutback, however, the Sierra might be able to get up the inside. I've left the door wide open as can be, and indeed there is the Sierra. I think the Raptor might have come off worse than all of that. A little bit of a bump, as I think I got on the brakes a little bit too late. Oh, it's very chaotic. I think there's a Sierra still there. The Raptor, I think, is trying to find a way past as well. Where is he? He's there. And oh god, the Fox body is coming into all of this. Right, the Fox body has got past the Raptor on the straight. I'm catching up to the Sierra. This is very, very chaotic. However, it's enjoyable. The Sierra's run a little bit wide up the hill. Got to be careful of that Fox body behind. Alright, come on. Coming into the final corner. It's gonna have to be down, oh god, down the straight. I might be able to pull a bit of a gap, however I think, yeah, he's got much better runs there. I slightly panicked and ran a little bit out wide, so the Fox buddy is gonna surge past me here. I'm not sure if that's because it has better straight line speed or what, but it's certainly got a better run out that final corner. Not sure if I really have the grip to hold it around the outside, if I'm honest. I'm trying my best, but I can't do it. It's not gonna work. And a little bit of lag as well. Not anyone's fault, of course. Can't really be helped. Oh god, a little bit of car wanted to go left into a right hand corner there. That didn't exactly help. And the Fox body's passed, but it's a very eventful race so far, but I'm enjoying it, surprisingly enough. Right, I'm going to try and brake maybe a little bit earlier for this final corner. Try and get slowed down nicely. The Sierra's off and he's binned it into the tyre wall. Going to have to be careful of that thing spinning, spearing back onto the track on the racing line. That is a shame, just slightly overdriving it. He didn't need to do that as he was in second, so he had a nice gap back to us. However, I guess just when you're on your own, you have no one to sort of go off for your braking lines and stuff. That can happen, so there you go. So yeah, you can see here, I'm not sure if YouTube will really pick this up, but the windscreen on this thing does get very, very dirty indeed. I guess that's realistic, but after, like, you know, maybe 3 or 4 laps of driving around a track somewhere, it does get very, very dirty, which can sort of not make my visibility too great, but apart from that, it's a very nice car to drive, and I really, really like it, and I really recommend anyone who's got this pack to build up to B class. It's very nice to drive. So there we go, as we come to the end of the race in the Ford Roadster. It has drained a lot of fuel. It's drained about 25% of the fuel tank in, well, about 7 minutes. It's ridiculous for fuel economy. I mean, it's B class, so it's not exactly the highest of classes in the game, and it's not even got too much power, and it is fairly light as well. But never mind fuel economy, this is a racing game. But yeah, it drove really rather nicely. That was a really eventful race, quite enjoyable here at Lime Rock. So yeah, I really quite enjoyed that. Now, that race at Lime Rock that you just saw was recorded on the usual BRS day. However, the reason the lobby was so small is because it was recorded on the day where most people's Xboxes decided to go to a black screen. I actually tried to get mine to work just at the right time, so I was one of the only ones with an Xbox that actually managed to join, but that was the only race that I actually managed to properly record. Now, we did try and set up a bonus BRS a few days later. However, at first only me and Sui showed up. You can see we're both in Ford Roadsters here. So we decided, at least for one race, seeing as there were only 2 people, to go into a public hopper and see how we would do there. And then after this race, we went back into a private game with a couple of other people, and we got back to the usual style of racing. Anyway, this is what happened. Right, so Sui is gone a little bit wide there. Might be able to get on the power a little bit earlier than him. Don't really want to hit that curb there, however my car has handled it quite nicely. The suspension isn't too stiff, so that's okay. It is from the 30s, so I suppose that's alright. Oh, Sui is on the grass. That has, oh god, don't want to hit the tire wall. That was inches away from the tire wall there. He has got a chunky run into T2. Alongside him here as we come up the hill. Going to leave him room on the inside as he will need it. Going to turn in nice and early for this corner as we crest over the hill. We're side by side as we come over the hill, down the hill, into this right-hander here. We're still side by side, a little bit of contact. I'm going to leave him room on the outside there. I think I may have gotten the brakes a bit too late or turned in too late. I can't really tell. We're going to get on the brakes a little bit late there. The S2000 behind us is wanting a way past here as we're side by side for pretty much the halfway around the track there where we're side by side, near enough, as we come through the S's. The S2000 is trying to find a way past somewhere. There he is on the right hand side. He's actually he's shot past me and he's now alongside Sui in that Roadster. It's pushing Sui a little bit wide, however I think Sui was going wide anyway. He's got a bad run. I can then pull alongside, maybe get Sui into the braking zone. I don't really know. Don't know what the S2K is going to do around here. I'm going to try and get a late apex. Okay, S2K is not going to cause me any trouble on the exit of that corner. Now let's try and focus on getting Sui once again. He's gone a little bit wide here. I've gained more speed on the exit of that corner, however, his car does have a lot of acceleration, or at least a bit more than mine. I'm going to try and get late on the brakes, try and get round him here. A little bit of contact on the way out, as we're once again side by side into the S's. I'm going to try and keep it as straight as possible, leave him room on the inside. I don't know if he's still there. It would be helpful if I had wing mirrors right about now, but I think I have made the pass work, at least for now. As he's trying to find a way past. I'm going to keep to the inside line, make him go the long way around. However, he will be on the inside for here. My car is getting very, very out of shape, struggling to keep it in a straight line as he drifts the outside. Lovely move. That was very close to a little bit of contact there. Gonna get late on the brakes. Oh, yeah, that was contact there. I apologise. I think that might have sent him a little bit sideways there as well. However, there is still one more lap to go, so anything could happen. This has been a pretty close race so far, and I have enjoyed it. Oh, I've gone very, very deep into there. Not the line you want to be taking up that hill. I've gone onto the grass, try and recover it back onto the track. He's going to try and get up the inside. I know that for sure. Let's see if we can maybe capitalise on him going wide, cut back on the Ford Roadster, the other Ford Roadster here. I'm going to not take any risks under the brakes, whatever, English. because I don't want to go into Sui. We're once again side by side going down the S's here at Sonoma. I'm not really wanting to go side by side into here, and I think I was wise not doing that, as we're going to use all of the track, maybe going a little bit of the grass, get quite a shonky run down into the final sector of the track. He's getting a little bit sideways down this corner here, as we're going to come to the penultimate corner. We're almost side by side. I'm going to try and get later than him onto the brakes, into the hairpin. He's probably going to try a cut back here. I've tried to keep it to the inside, as much to the inside as I can. He's going to cut back and it's going to come down to the wires and come around the final corner. Oh god, he's going to take it by he's gonna take it by, I think, less than half a car length there. Oh my, look at this. Oh jeez, there's 5/100ths of a second in that. That was very, very fun. So yeah, that was that was very, very good fun. Okay, so we are now back into a private hopper, and as you can see, yeah, not many people have showed up. We've got Sui from the last race and Drive By. So yeah, and we're here at Silverstone, one of the layouts. I've forgotten the name. I don't usually race Silverstone, so it should be interesting to see what happens. As you can see, we've got a Mustang and a Fairlane, I think that's called. I was thinking about building one of them, but I wasn't really too sure about it, as we're getting very close to the back of the Mustang. I'm going to get later on the brakes than the Mustang, actually. I could have got even a bit later than that on him, as we're going to get a bit of oversteer on the way out. Not really what I wanted in the Roadster. The Fairlane is making a bit of a break for it out in first. However, that thing does look a bit leery to control around the bends, but we're going to come down the straight now, and it's going to pull away. So yeah, we'll see what happens here. Right, braking to this corner. The Fairlane's getting whoa! The Fairlane has rolled it! I have no idea how he managed that, but he just got a little bit, just 2 wheels on the grass, and he absolutely slipped it into the runoff area. That is a spectacular crash and a half for that thing. I don't even know how he rolled it, because he only got like a couple of wheels on the grass and then he was just off. I mean, he was skiddy on the tarmac, so I don't know exactly how he rolled. I think we might be going for a restart, or we might just be waiting up for the Fairlane. That was a very spectacular crash from him there. I'm gonna hit the accelerator here. I'll let him past, as he was in first place. However, that was possibly one of the most spectacular crashes I've seen. We've trying to be like in one of these BRSs, and it's probably the smallest BRS lobby ever as well. Anyway, let's carry on with the racing. The Fairlane's going to get to the outside line. I wasn't really expecting that. Going to bump a little bit, as the Fairlane and the Mustang are going to go side by side. Fairlane's going to get a very shonky run off of there. Mustang's going to shoot around the outside. Let's see if we can cut back on the Fairlane. There we go. Got the move done. However, I mean, I don't think it's really worth it, because that thing, well, it's up on speeds. As you can tell, it's going to probably get past the Mustang before this right-hander up here. Let's try and not flip it onto its roof this time. As he actually gets alongside the Mustang is going to go deep into that. The Fairlane's going to go sideways. I'm going to stay nice and plant it maybe a little bit sideways, and this Mustang's going to nicely get around the outside. Fairlane, we're alongside right now. I'm going to put it into second as we come into the final chicane. Run a little bit deep. The Mustang has run a little bit deep as well. Fairlane trying to stick around the outside. So we're into the final corner now. Oh, Mustang can't really get past him. He does have good grip, that Mustang. Fairlane's dropped off the end around that final corner. I'm going to have to give him space. We've basically just boxed him in here around the first corner. Come on, as we come into the corner, into the back straight. Oh, bit of bumping as we come round the right-hander. It's fine, no one's in the wall, no one rolled over, we're fine. Got actually a bit of a better run than him in the Mustang, as we are coming past him. There we go. So, I'm not sure what will happen into this right-hander here. I don't think the Fairlane will really be able to trouble us, as he will need to get on the brakes really quite early, and he's not able to take as much corner speed as us. I think we're still alongside. He's gone a little bit wide, maybe due to the slight bump that we had come around here. The Fairlane is still looming in the background. As me and the Mustang are still side by side. I run a little bit deep. I'm going to have to use the AstroTurf to try and get back on the track without bumping into the Fairlane or indeed the Mustang. Oh, okay, I've got a very shonky run into that final sector. That was completely my doing. Let's see if we can gain that time back. I'm not entirely sure though, because that Fairlane is once again catching to my Roadster. However, he won't be able to take the corner speed that I can take, so that is an upside. Oh, the Fairlane and the Mustang are going side by side around the final corner. That could be trouble for the Fairlane. They're still side by side as we come onto the 5th lap. Fairlane's going to pull past the Mustang on the straight. Come on. Mustang's going to try and cut back on the Fairlane round there. Oh, they're once again side by side. I've slowed down a little bit trying to watch this battle. Probably not the best idea when I'm trying to go as fast as I can and race, but, you know, I like to watch battles. Right, we're about to come onto the back straight. I think the Fairlane, he's actually closing in. He has gained some time thanks to me and the Mustangs battling last lap, so I don't know what's really going to happen with that thing. I think he might be a bit too far back to really trouble me, whereas the Mustang, I think he might be able to get past. In fact, he is past it and he's now pulling on the Roadster. However, I'm about to get into the braking zone and he won't really be able to do anything about me here. The Mustang, on the other hand, he might be able to fight back. So here we go, the Mustang is about to get past that Fairlane, or at least he's trying to. He's pulling alongside him. Oh, we're in the wrong gear there, that's not what I want. Yeah, they're going side by side into the first corner. I can imagine this is quite frustrating for the Mustang, not being able to take the same speed down the straights as the Fairlane, but also equally as frustrating for the Fairlane driver, as he can't take as much corner speed as the Mustang has just got past him there. As we come onto the back straight now, they are still side by side. There's some cones from the previous lap. I think the Fairlane may have caused that one. As we come down the back straight, I think they are fairly even at the moment, but now the Fairlane is starting to pull on my Roadster. It's about 400 feet behind, so it won't really be able to trouble me. However, the question is, who will come second? That is the battle that is more interesting than just watching me drive around right now, and I'm trying to commentate as best I can. So we've got the Fairlane in second right now. However, we still have this tricky last chicane to go. The Mustang is too far back to really do anything into the braking zone. We're going to come around the final corner. The Fairlane's going to struggle to keep the consistent speed going around there. He's going to slide around the final corner. The Mustang's going to slide around the final corner as well. Yeah, that is going to be a second place for the Fairlane. Mustang tried everything to try and get past. However, yes, the Fairlane got second with a very, very spectacular roll at the beginning. I think that was one of the most spectacular crashes I've ever seen. Okay, so we're now here at Long Beach with a Ford Focus RS, a couple of Ford Cortinas, and me in my my trusty Ford Roadster. So we're off the line. That RS is going to have a good launch. The taxi Cortina actually has a brilliant launch as well. I think I might have the worst launch in this rather small field as we're oh god, it would help if I could speak English. As we're coming into the first corner, I meant to say barreling. There we go. That's what I was meaning to say. It would help if I could actually talk. Oh right, we're 2 by 2 as we're coming into this right hand corner here. Come on. I'm leaving the taxi Cortina as much room as I can. However, there comes the acceleration. I'm slightly boxed in with the Focus and the Cortina here. I'm going to have to try and... oh, I might actually make a double cutback here. Just get on the power as much as I can. They both do have good acceleration. We're 3 wide as we're coming towards the right-hander here onto the straight. I'm leaving as much room as possible. Oh god, I've clipped the tire wall. That was very sketchy. I didn't actually see how many cars wide we were there, but I mean, it felt sketchy certainly, as we're braking. I can get on the brakes earlier than that Cortina there. That is for sure. The front Cortina drive-by is running away slightly. I'm able to do a cutback as we're heading towards the last hairpin here. Don't know where the Focus is going to come into all of this. Oh, I'm forced to go all the way around. Might get the acceleration on him initially, however, I think that Cortina might be slightly better straight on the speed-wise. We're still too wide. I think he's going to start to pull away from me as we come onto the second lap. Well, this could be interesting. He's going to, once again, get early on the brakes here. I can't really do anything into here. I think my best opportunity is possibly down at the end of this straight here into the braking zone of the right-hander. But we'll see. I think he's going to maybe defend the inside. No, he's gonna pull to the outside here. Oh, I've got sideways on the brake. I got a little bit sideways into the braking zone there. That's not what you want in an old 30s Roadster. He's gonna understeer a bit wide, but I want to keep to the inside line for this hairpin here. I want to try and force him to go the long way around, and then me have the advantage on the acceleration front, and there we go. We've got the pass done for now. However, I know he is faster than me in a straight line, so that could be a second place for him. We'll see. As the taxi Cortina is staying behind. Oh, and there he goes. Thankfully, ghosting saved us from a big crash there. Yeah, just outdrove his car a little bit. I guess didn't turn in early enough, and he's in the tower wall. The yellow Cortina can't get on the brakes as early as I can, or as late as I can. I apologise. He's gonna try and stay alongside though, but he just doesn't have the grip to. Into the hairpin. I'm gonna stick to the inside line as much as I can once again. Oh, he's gone very wide into that. Actually, we're alongside the wall, quite close. And we've gained a bit of a gap on him. He's managed to stay closer to my roadster here, so he's gonna get into first place, down into the first corner. See what will happen here. Ooh, he's defending. Oh, I didn't really have anywhere to go there. I'm just gonna give him a little bit of a helpful hand around that corner. Luckily, no big accidents. Whoa, he's very sideways into there. Car wanted to go right into a left-hand corner. Oh, this is a very sketchy corner for getting overtakes done, so I'm not gonna try it into there. Although I did have a look. I had a look at least. Right, we're into the braking zone of the right-hander just after the straight. He's actually got very nicely on the brakes there. I can't really close in the gap too much, however I am closing in as we're now coming through the penultimate corner into the final hairpin. Come on, he's left a bit of a gap. He's left a bit of a gap. Come on. No. Oh, I just got my nose alongside his rear wheel. And, well, luckily none of us had a crash in that. I think a little bit of contact, but none of us was backwards, so that's fine. But what isn't fine is he's now pulling away quite considerably. And I've only got a couple of laps left to try and get back past. Come on, I think this, once again, maybe a bit too sketchy. Yeah, he's going to pull to the inside. I don't think he was really ready for me to be alongside, so it's good that I thought wise not to pull alongside. I think this is probably, as I've said, my best opportunity for overtaking. Oh, once again, he's getting nicely on the brakes, and he's holding it ahead. He's very nicely on the brakes into there. Sure, he's getting a little bit earlier, but he's nice enough on the brakes that I can't actually do anything. He's going to run a little bit wide. Let's see if we can maybe get a cut back on the way out. Come on! No! God, this is frustrating. This is very frustrating, but fun at the same time. Come on, trying to be careful on the throttle. I don't want a big burst of oversteer. That could ruin my chances of getting a first place here. He's nicely on the brakes, maybe a bit sideways into the entry of that corner. Actually, he's running out wide, maybe slightly scuffing the wall. Well, he's a few inches away from it anyway. Come on, I'm getting desperate now. It's gonna have to be alongside here. I think he only noticed I was alongside as we were exiting that corner, actually. Come on, maybe abusing track limits a little bit, but it's fine, not too serious racing. I can get later on the brakes here. He's going to probably try cut back here as I am on the tighter line. I will be slower off of the corner, and his good acceleration is going to help him as we come into the hairpin. I'm going to leave him room on the inside. It's probably the best idea if we don't want any accidents. Oh, I've hit the wall, and he's going to get the position. I had to leave him room, otherwise we'd probably have a crash. The slight scuff of the wall didn't probably help me, but still, that was a well-fought battle, and I think a well-deserved win for that Cortina. The lap times are incredibly close, just a few hundredths in the lap times for that. So yeah, I very much enjoyed that race.